I'm Sabrina, and this is The Creative Edge. Whether it's a philosophy, a mindset shift, or a technical skill, everyone experiences something that makes them move with a new energy. I'm here to uncover what takes people from good to great. Let's dive in.
I'm Ryan Welti, and I am kind of doing a lot of things right now. So I'm freelancing and working with different clients, and then I'm actually building my next business right now and writing a book.
What did you bring us to drink today?
I brought us some strawberry matchas.
Strawberry matcha. I'm in a bit of an energy lull in the afternoon, so this is perfect. Why did you bring us matcha? What does matcha mean to you?
I always just love to have a fun drink, and I'm actively trying to drink less caffeine these days just to stay in a more grounded place. So I've been leaning more into matcha and chai.
I love it.
Cheers. I love the strawberry.
It's so good. I feel like matcha is a drink that needs a little bit of something else to make it not so earthy.
I will never make it at home, admittedly, because it just tastes like grass when I make it at home, and I don't enjoy it. So it's like strictly an out and about type thing.
So what's the one thing that took you from good to great?
Recognizing that my brain is a muscle, and I can treat that like a muscle when I, like how I would go to the gym and like get better at things, get stronger. Like you can do the same thing with your brain, specifically your mindset. So when I realized I had a lot more control over how I saw the world, how I felt about the world, how I felt about my life, I feel like that really shifted things.
How has that impacted you?
I can like visibly remember like the turning point for it. I had my first job and I used to have to travel Monday through Thursday, and I hated it. It was just very lonely. And I remember one Monday morning I woke up to go to the airport, and I was like, what if I just walk through and say I get to do this, like everything, and just see how that changes? So it was like I walked to the airport and I was like, I get to expense my coffee. I get to come into the office at noon because I've been on a flight. I get to get points. And I just felt how much it changed versus the week prior when I was like, I have to do this and I hate this and I'm miserable.
I really want to dive more into mindset. I think people always think that they can't change their mindset, or they think that change is way too scary. Why do you think that people have this frame of mind?
I think it's just like leaving the comfort zone. Doing anything outside of how you do it right now is objectively like it's uncomfortable. It might be scary, or it just might be like annoying. Like I know how I do things and I don't want to switch it up. And I think there's a lot of like hesitation to expand on that, like to leave your comfort zone, to try new things, because it's easier to stay put, I think, sometimes.
So much of the time we think we can't change it. It's always been done that way. There's no other option for us. And there actually is another option. There is another way to get out of it.
Yeah, and I fully believe it too, because I've seen like the proof and truth in my own life. But I also think it's like, if you even try it today and just go through your day, like what do you get to do instead of what do you have to do? Or can you see things through a like what's happening for me versus what's happening to me? It kind of gets a little bit addicting because you're like, oh, okay, I am more resilient, or I have more joy, or I'm more present, or I'm less anxious about things because I'm just letting them be what they're going to be and like finding more flow.
I love the way that you describe this. What would you say has been the biggest mindset shift that you've had?
Recognizing that like every decision you could possibly make is probably rooted in abundance or scarcity. And once you see it, it's something you can't unsee. And that's like a beautiful thing. It's also frustrating because when you're talking to other people and realize they're still stuck in scarcity, it can feel hard to be around a little bit because mindset is very contagious. But once you start getting into an abundance mindset of like, everything really is possible. There is more than enough time. There is enough money. There is enough opportunity. Just because you win doesn't mean I can't also win. It just is a much more fun place to create from. I think it gets easier to take risks. It gets easier to try things. It makes failure seem not as small because like abundance is like, I'm always learning. It's getting me closer. Like there's always more opportunities. So I think abundance versus scarcity for sure.
Such a beautiful way of thinking about it. If someone wanted to shift their mindset today and they were just looking for that first step to get there, what's a piece of advice that you would give them to just start?
I would honestly start with journaling. And like I would just journal about how you feel. Like there doesn't have to be any pressure on this. Like just brain dump a little bit every day about how you're feeling. I think you'll start to get more familiar and more aware with like what's your resting mindset like? Like, how do you feel and think on a regular basis? And noticing, right? Like, when someone tells you something, how do you react? What's like your gut feeling? When someone says like they're gonna try something, like, are you jealous? Are you having like an indication of like, I'd like to try that too? Like, just taking like this inventory of like how you feel and being curious and like building that awareness, I think.
Definitely. And looking at those people that you do admire and thinking, I actually can be like them. I can live that life. I can go towards that profession.
100%, yeah.
How would you say that your mindset shift has really helped you in the business world?
Oh my God, I think it helped me enter the business world. I think so much of like launching my first business and getting into entrepreneurship was this belief that like abundance is like taking this risk, seeing what's on the other side, knowing I'm going to be fine no matter what. Scarcity would have felt like staying with the familiar just because it's like good enough, even though it wasn't really what I wanted. It's like, how do you invest in yourself? How do you invest in your ideas? How do you take care of yourself? How do you resource yourself? What sort of decisions are you making? Because there's so many different decisions to make, and the better you can get at not letting anxiety or fear cloud that process for you, it's just a whole different ballgame that happens then.
It absolutely is, and you've unlocked so much in your career now and what you're doing and what you're capable of. What do you think that your younger self would say, looking at you now, knowing what you've been able to achieve?
She'd be shook. She hated even going to the gym. She'd be blown away that we became like a yoga teacher and embraced wellness. And I think also pretty shocked at like the entrepreneurship aspect. I think she'd be like really like stoked and relieved though. And I think a lot of the mindset things and like the inner work part of it would just feel like, wow, I didn't know if we'd get there. That's so cool and so exciting. So I think she'd be really in awe. And that makes me really happy. Like, that puts more gas in the tank for sure to keep going on all of it.
If you could describe, like, maybe in one word, your previous version of you before mindset and your version of you today, of how those days felt to you.
Oh, yeah. I think when I think about before I started paying attention to like mind-body connection and mindset and how I thought about myself, life, the world, I felt very stuck and like not capable, I guess, like very frozen. And I think now I feel much more, there's like a liberation that comes with it and like a lightening of the load. Like, it's like a weight off your chest to just feel good about yourself and your mind and be like, oh, I can do anything, I can try anything, I can bounce back from anything. It's like a whole different way to live.
Wow. So everyone listening out there, you can change your mindset. You can change the way you feel if you just start by noticing and take that next step.
A lot of people will talk about mindset and affirmations, and they don't always talk about the somatic connection of like the body part of like mind-body connection. And I think you can journal and expand your viewpoint and read the books and say your affirmations. But if you're not pairing it with like body-based practices like breath work, meditation, there's different energy healings, there's a whole span, even getting massage, like acupuncture. If you're not pairing it with that, all of that change kind of has nowhere to go.
I love that you're bringing up the somatic therapies with this, because it's not something that we are taught in school. It's not something that anyone educates us on. And I heard a stat the other day that talked about 9/11 victims. The 3 things that helped them the most through their trauma was yoga, meditation, and massages. And there's so much of that trauma that's stored in our bodies that we can't get out just from talking. You really do need to move. You need to do things that make your body feel good and well rested.
100%. And I feel like that's where a lot of self-care might seem fluffy online and people talk about it, but it really is so important to take care of yourself and making sure that you're pouring into yourself. And that's like mind, body, and spirit, which like also includes having fun like along the way and having time and space to play and be creative, not under the guise of like launching a new business or monetizing it, but just like paint to paint, dance to dance. Like, that is very much important as well.
We're going to dive into our Fast 5 to get to know a little bit more about your rituals and your day-to-day. Are you an early bird or are you a night owl?
Night owl, 100%.
Okay, why do you like the nighttime? What do you do at night?
Well, I don't. That's the thing. I can't. I want to be an early bird so bad, but it is just not in my nature. But nighttime, I will. It could be creative. It could just be me and my thoughts. It could be like reading or watching something. But I just have more energy at nighttime for sure.
What is your typical breakfast?
So I'm like one of those people that will latch onto something and have it for years. So right now, it's like scrambled eggs with cottage cheese and then a piece of sourdough toast with butter.
We got a lot of protein here in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't forget to get your protein in, people.
Very important.
What is your favorite hobby?
I honestly love trying new workout classes, like whether it's like a new class or a new studio. One, it makes me feel good to like move my body, but I also feel like there's such like a mental component of just like trying something new. So whether that's like a strength class or a yoga class or like a dance class, just like being in a new experience is like very enjoyable to me.
Is there anything that you do before the class that gets you excited for it instead of nervous? Trying something new can always be scary for people.
And I think that doesn't go away. Like even when I try something, like I went to a new dance class and I was like, oh, I've like never gone to a dance class alone. I've only ever gone with friends. But it's like, oh, I know I'm gonna feel so good after. And I feel like that helps calm the nerves. And also remembering that like everyone's nervous. Even like the girl teaching the class is probably having a moment of nervous energy. You have no idea. It could be her first class. So I feel like recognizing that everybody feels those nerves and then remembering how good you're gonna feel after.
That's the best reward, is the moment you get to leave class and you're just feeling so great.
Absolutely. It's so good and so worth it.
What is your best self-care ritual?
On a lower key vibe, it's like going for a walk or journaling regularly and just carving out that space for like alone time. And then on like a higher scale, like regular acupuncture. Mine has mostly been like on my back, my neck, and then depending, like, because now I've been doing it for a couple years, so they'll also do like ear seating, which like they'll put little stickers on your ear. I've had them into like my ankles before and my wrists, so I just kind of let them do their thing. I love to trust an expert and just like be a passenger along the ride. And actually something I've seen happening more, people are opting for acupuncture instead of Botox, which I'm super intrigued about and want to learn more about.
You heard it here first, people. Botox is out. Acupuncture is in. And then my final question today is, who do you go to for advice?
Oh, I love this. So it's rare that I'm going for genuinely like the transaction of like help me get through this thing. I just have like my circle of women who either know me so well or know so much about what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go. Because usually we're our own roadblocks. It's rare that it's truly something external that you're like, I need help moving through this. So I definitely go to the people who know me best, whether that is like my best friends, sometimes it's their moms, sometimes it's even like new friends I've made along the way, because especially in entrepreneurship, if there's things that come up, being able to talk to someone who's like at the same point in the journey is like very helpful. I think you have to be discerning with that, of course, too, because you need to be moving forward. So sometimes you do need to look ahead.
I love what you said about finding people who are in a similar life phase to you. You can go to someone for advice, and they don't know anything about what you're trying to build, who you're trying to be, a new phase of life you're trying to enter. Oh, hi. Hi, buddy. Oh, hi.
A friend. I love it. Hello.
You can stay, but it's really like finding those people that have your back, are looking out for you, but in the end of the day, trusting yourself above everything.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see what's next for you, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining The Creative Edge today. It has truly been a pleasure. We got to go find that dog to interview him next.
We really, really do.
Thanks for listening. New episodes drop each week, so subscribe so you don't miss what's next. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate a 5-star review so that we can reach more people. See you next time to discover the next Creative Edge.